In 1350, what we know as the idyllic French countryside was a living hell. For more than 15 years, the people had suffered at the hands of English invaders. Little did they know that this war would last for another 100 years. But through this crucible of fighting, famine and plague, there would emerge the modern nation of France. England's King Edward III looked jealously across the English Channel. Wanting France for his own, he had added the fleur-de-lis, the symbol of France, to his own royal standard. This was an all-out declaration of war. And in 1337, he invaded. But France already had a king, Philippe VI. As the English burned their way across the land, Philippe's army and his legendary knights marched to meet them and came face to face with the English longbow. A simple weapon, but the most devastating the knights had ever faced. The heroes of France fell to storms of English arrows. The war engulfed the French countryside. By 1351, the conflict was focused on Brittany. One fight stands out as a spectacular display of chivalry and a symbol of the wider conflict between the two enemy nations. The Combat of the 30 is still commemorated here in Brittany. It was a dispute between two local families. Supported by the opposing sides in the war, the French and English commanders decided to settle it through a trial of knightly combat. Each side would choose 30 champions to fight on neutral ground. France prepared to defend itself against England's finest. Intent on ending the suffering of the French peasantry, Sir Jean de Beaumanoir sent a challenge to the English commander. 30 champions on each side would compete in a tournament for final claim to Brittany. With the battleground of the Halfway Oak agreed upon, Sir Jean set out to gather support from local knights.
Je veux être le continent.
As a knight himself, Sir Jean followed the strict rules of chivalry and was expected to protect the local peasantry and ensure peace.
Mon destrier remagne.
Aveillez Botch, métier comme élément.
Viquator est nostre!
Most medieval tournaments were friendly in nature, held for sport and glory, but the Combat of the 30 was arranged between opponents mired in war. English raids had torn through the countryside of Brittany and brought great hardship to the people. Sir Jean spotted an English raiding party attacking a nearby farmstead. the French knights defeated the English raiders, and Sir Guy de Rochefort joined Sir Jean's party.
Au nord!
Sir Jean's search next brought him to Sir Geoffroy Dubois, whose squires were contending with a detachment of English longbowmen. The knights would use the great speed of their war horses to charge the archers and overwhelm them. The English longbowmen fell, but the French knights knew the enemy would attempt to retake the hilltop fortification and steeled themselves for further attacks.
Vite, Moston! En l'avoué!
Je serai moult glorieuses heures.
Mec ton sort sans l'avoué!
Glorieuse journée!
Comme vos blessed.
With Sir Geoffroy by his side, Sir Jean had secured the outpost.
Encloué! Fort au nord!
Looking to secure his honor, a young knight held his ground on a bridge in Sir Jean's path.
Donnez-moi vos advits. Il nous archinte!
Dicte-moi ma besoin.
Honorably conceding defeat in the duel, Sir Yves Charel joined the cause.
Let's vote donc! En avoué! Reniez vos armes!
Sir Jean entered the staging area for the tournament, where he prepared to choose which knights would join him in battle. Each knight would be accompanied by his squires, young nobles in training to become knights themselves. Sir Jean had selected his champions. As the sun rose, the two sides entered the arena, ready for the first round of combat. Claiming an easy victory in the first round, the French champions left the arena to recover their strength.
Accesvets vos, compagnon. Avant, compagnon.
Refreshed and reinvigorated, the French knights returned to the arena for another round of combat. The Combat of the 30 was about to decide which nation would control the Duchy of Brittany.
Soyez prest, compagnon. Je suis votre service.
Triumphant, Sir Jean de Beaumanoir and his loyal knights claimed victory. The Combat of the 30 had decided control of Brittany in favor of the French. Little did the two sides know, this was just the beginning of a bitter war that would outlive them all. After victory at the Combat of the 30, the French faced devastating raids from England's Black Prince. But France's King John II was closing in. Jean finally caught the English near the city of Poitiers in September 1356. The French army outnumbered the English by thousands. King Jean himself joined the fight, but what seemed a certain victory for France soon turned into a nightmare. The English longbow devastated the mighty French army. An endless hail of arrows gutted the main French force. Then the English captured King Jean. The fight was over. The Battle of Poitiers was another catastrophic defeat for the French. The English had destroyed most of France's nobility in a single day. Now they turned their attention towards taking the French capital, Paris. The invaders marched unopposed towards Paris. The remains of some of the medieval walls of Paris still stand today. As the English army approached, the terrified locals sought shelter behind these defenses. Could France's capital withstand the full might of the Black Prince's army? The English Black Prince had raided the French countryside without mercy. And now his army had come for the capital. With the English on their doorstep, it fell to the French army and the people of Paris to defend the walls of their proud city. Hoping to avoid open battle, the French began fortifying the city, manning the walls and calling every available soldier to his post.
À votre commandement.
Reste pour la besogne, man. Éguer puissance, manance.
As the French hastened their preparations, several detachments of English soldiers were spotted closing in on the city.
Oyez les ordonnances. Si vers l'exploitation. Manance, presta eux, manance. Nos devons salaire.
Besoin à faire. Suis sans cuimine.
En besoin. Pour vous servir. Manance, presto. Annonce, manance. Attendez les commandements. Manance, nos devons salaire.
Homme fort trahi. Lors Batige s'estui.
Que faut-il donc besoigner?
Chevalier Bastille.
Vaillez-moi besoin.
Tous te y a, Laurette.
The English showed no mercy, burning their way to Paris via 3 routes, each of which was home to villages and farms that supplied the capital.
Veille à la mine.
Mestière de Mouet. Cuida avec eux.
Homme faut trahir. Oui, là. Laisse oui.
En besogne. Veille à la mine.
Oil, mestier des mouets.
Lors Batige.
Besogne à faire. Fouillère reste ma toute vie.
Que faut-il donc besoigner?
Les autres laissent commandement.
Manouer assouvi.
À mon commandement.
Archers, prenez vos axes.
Besoin à faire.
Besoin de nous attendre, manance. Reste pour faire. Mon arc est prest.
Having struck out at the English front line, the French had slowed the enemy's advance.
Homme faut trahir. Lors Batige s'estui.
Que faut-il donc besoigner? Giovanni Bastille.
Vaillez-moi besoin.
Mon arc est prest. servir. Lux Dei filameamos. Oh, me faut trahir. Giovanni Bastir.
Vaya, Bossuet.
En besogne. Nostia Lores.
Besoigné à faire? Cuillaris ma toute vie. Que faut-il donc besoigner?
Tous die Allerwelts. La nuit des archers!
Wo sunt die Kommandement?
Archers, oyez commandements.
Que faut-il donc besoigner? Giovanni Bastir.
As the French continued to rally their army, the English took the last of the surrounding villages and had almost encircled Paris.
En besoin.
Giovanni Bastir.
Manuel.
With the countryside in flames and the English at the city gates, the French armies steeled themselves for battle. Now came the capital's true test, with the mighty walls of Paris hold against a fearsome English siege. The Parisian Guard raised the alarm as the English began their first assault on the city walls.
Ainsi novels commandements. J'ai besoin.
Nos archers!
Bonne besogne est faite.
À mon commandement! Vex!
Presse porteur. Me mets à la voie. Mon arc est presse. Je baisse de ses basses. De vers où
Vex!
faut-il
Je
archer?
laisse tirer moi, pro compagnon. Ainsi novels commandements.
Mon arc est presse.
Wo sunt die Kommandement? Les autres, les commandements. Engage at your way. Ainsi soit-il.
The French army fought valiantly, repelling the first English attack.
Siegels way, pro compagnon.
Adjust mes forces. Archers. Les commandements obéissent aux commandements. Archers suisses!
Voyez bien.
Tiens une place.
Engage at your way.
Archers, archers. Allons, dicte-moi mon archers. Avançons.
Ici Novels Commandements.
Oyez tout le monde.
Compagnon, voyez bien.
Advertance tout le monde.
Les autres, Agnès avions moué, compagnon. Vex, jeunesse Clydieur. Givouez de Sester.
Besoin à faire? J'exploite les réparements.
Oil, Mestir des Mouets. Lors Batige s'essuie. Allons. Oil, excusez-moi. Bon, sa boîte Mestir de Bois.
Compagnon, voyez bien. Givouez de Sester. Sigresmoué, vos compagnons.
En besogne. Cuida, respuir. Que faut-il donc besoin? Oyez les ordonnances. Oui, est ma toute vie. Bien Oh, me faut trahir, vaincuer Mérios.
Oh, me faut trahi. Don stia l'ores.
Besoin à faire.
Que Bali Bastir.
Ici Novels Commandements. Ainsi soit-il. Pointe ne ferait merci. Pointe ne ferait merci. Écoute, à mon commandement. Il n'y faut que la vie. Les chevaux faire son trait.
The French defense of their capital held firm, wearing down the English invaders one by one.
Rien de faute comme Fiquetor.
Mai et mon destrier sommes prest.
Vayez moué besoin. Oil, Mestir.
Oyez, excusez-moi. Veille à la mine.
Les autres laissent commandement. J'obtiens père à vos services. Pex, jeunesse Clydieur. Oui. Laisse-moi une Versailles.
Commandement pour les chevaux-chefs.
Gefahr, bien, West! Lucia Lorenz!
Les chevaux-chefs s'escoutent! Si obéit à vos commandements.
Laisse-moi une Versailles. Hold for Versailles. De l'Est pareil.
Qui obéit à vos commandements. Chevaucheurs, soyez prêts! Chacun père à vos services! Commandement pour les chevaucheurs. Uniforme, qu'est-ce qu'elle a dit? J'ai besoin! Pex, jeunesse Litcher.
Ben ici, laisse commandement. À Chesmet-Vos.
Homme va au train.
Les chevaucheurs sont prêts! L'équipe est prête!
The enemy grew ever more desperate as their ranks thinned and their hopes of victory faded.
Tirez-moi, vos compagnons! Réussis le même commandement! Venez, avions moins, compagnons!
Da jetzt moi besoin.
Dostoya Lauretz.
Que faut-il donc besoin?
Mail, mestir des mouets.
Lance bâti de s'estuie. Ma lance presse.
Quel est et comprens?
Bonne besoin.
Dites-moi ma besogne.
Lancière, Endplatz.
Brest, par une sanglante hâtie.
Boss Hoy donc. Quoi faut-il faire?
Ouais, saute, poste.
Lancière, Endplatz. La lance prête.
Schottenfer à vos anglices.
Soigné après.
Juste à la demi. Hey, pitcher, avance. Allons par un tiers.
Oil, bestia des mouets.
End of line. Baillez mouet, mouet.
De votre plaisir. Brest, par une sanglante hâtie.
Compagnon, voyez bien.
Dicte-moi ma besoin.
Gloria Pronos.
Baillez mouet besoin.
L'ennemi, que la puce. Avance. Les chevaliers sont scoutés.
Defeated and demoralized by the strength of the French defense, the Black Prince's army abandoned their siege of the capital. Paris celebrated victory, but this was not the last test the French would face in their struggle to win the war.